Hello everyone, Digfig here, and welcome back to some more Mass Effect. We left off sparking up a relationship with Leora and going around talking to the crew
Yes,
again.
Commander?
Investigate personal question.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never work. Tends to keep to
Yeah,
himself.
we've already heard that.
Goodbye, Commander.
They don't have anything new to say. It looks like the core crew does. Well, we'll go down, I think, and find the rest of the core crew. I'm hoping I didn't lock myself into the Leora relationship, because I don't know which relationship I want to pursue in this playthrough. I know it's not Ashley, even though I don't think I've ever done the relationship playthrough with Ashley. And hold on while I clear my... I don't know what's up with that. What's up, Rex?
Shepard?
Personal inquiry.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Yes.
Such as?
Such a talker.
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why
Why not
leave?
stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Really?
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
Yeah.
What did you want?
Warlike cultures,
I
man.
just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the
Krogan's-
warlords didn't appreciate that.
No,
Sad story.
he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
That sounds like a
We
trap.
met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And you went.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Your father.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
Good on you.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
That's what you think, my friend.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
Already heard this, right?
Too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Family.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
A little, but it's fine.
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father.
Your grandfather.
I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Armor.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll
Just
look
tell me
for
where
it,
to
I
start
guess.
looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Okay, we'll be there.
So
Pretty
long.
sure that's everything. So we talked with the genophage. Oh, on to her.
Before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute.
Oh
Later,
shit.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
That was unprofessional.
Afraid I did.
Oh, you like my big nose, girl?
Now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
I maybe already did.
Liara, why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I can
Scuttlebutt.
understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
Oh, that is cold, girl.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her.
Oh, good
Of
play
course,
on you.
it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on Family Mail.
Tell me about your
Seems
family.
to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Must be nice.
Did
Dad.
your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
Oh, that must have been a good
What
moment.
about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Yeah, someone's
You
got
have more
to.
than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
I mean, it's kind of true.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you had extra family to stay close to like that. Must be
You're lucky
nice.
to have a close family.
Sorry, I forgot about your family situation.
All right.
Or lack thereof. Relax, Williams. I've dealt with it.
Asked me to clear a bunker of armed hostiles? No problem. Dealing with the foot in my mouth? Not so good with that. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
Vid mails.
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
No means
If he
no.
really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you
And
don't.
if you don't. So one
Mike
way to
thought
think
they'd
of
go
it.
for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Police?
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Military
Lynn took
dad.
pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
What
So,
about
What
you?
did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
I mean, that's one way.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn
That's
took
just a
pistol
repeat.
They do great things to her figure, though.
You
Dedicated
traveled
of
all the
you.
way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to
Ouch.
snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Wow.
That's
What a
unbelievable.
girl.
Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
It would seem so, girl.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
The hell? You read
I
poetry?
never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
It's a good
Does he
piece.
still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
It's unfortunate.
Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though. So behave.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad
Fancier
you're open-minded
words.
about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
How are we
What's your
doing?
opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I
I
believe her.
think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
Don't be
I
cruel. I,
don't
think I've already
she's
heard
used
this
to
though.
teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
Aw, too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive. Looking
I
forward
think
to
I
it, Skipper.
did lock myself into relationship with Liara. I don't really have a problem with. I mean, I've done Liara relationship and I've done Tiara or Tara. Wow, I can't remember her name. Engineering girl. Tali. It's Tali. I prefer Tali, to be honest. I also didn't mean to go up here. Still haven't. Still asleep. Half asleep still. I prefer Tali. I prefer the engineering girl. I believe. I think. I don't know. I mean, I guess just in real life, I prefer the technology, engineering, and all that stuff, so I gravitate more towards her. But I also love exploring and roaming and stuff, so like I lean towards the Ara. It's kind of like
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
you seem happy.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is.
That's good.
I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Don't worry, you
Still
will.
got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
How come?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Ooh, your royalty?
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential
You must
treatment?
get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
My distance test for my mic. A little far away, but I think it's still good enough. It's a lot of
It must be
pressure.
tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
What if we save the galaxy?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What's the answer?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil.
Go
And
in
all
and
the
get
Geth
them.
we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Okay then.
What was
What's
your father?
father?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
It's true.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
I I also don't understand their whole race. I understand the way they explain why they have low immune systems, but like, in this level of technology, why can't they just artificially? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I am half asleep still. Unfortunately. Terrible for YouTube. But like, why can't they just genetically enhance themselves or use technology in some way to introduce themselves or use levels of vaccines to start working up an immune system? Why do they have to stay immunocompromised? It's weird to me with how much technology and alien races are going around and science they could do, especially for such a curious engineering bunch willing to push boundaries. It's weird.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something
I
else.
kind of understand
Like
that
what?
one a little bit too much.
I should go.
See you later.
Anytime. So yeah, I definitely locked myself in a relationship with Liara, which, I mean, it is what it is, everyone. We're out of time for this episode. I really do appreciate y'all stopping by and checking it out. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification. I'm gonna go make some breakfast, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care out. I don't know what I'm gonna eat for breakfast, but I'm yawning too much and I'm half asleep. So that's not really the best situation for recording. Like, I wouldn't stand up and do a presentation like this, but here I am doing a presentation. Weird. Bye guys.